Hello. Yeah, I might just do this for a second. Well, never mind. Hold on. You do this first. So I'll go here, do that, restart that. Family jewels, my beloved. Try to really bring it down low though. Oh yeah. I'm gonna figure out how exactly I want to set this up. I think I have a good idea of how I would like to do it. So let's just say I do this, and then I go here. I think that should be showing correctly, right? Yes. Okay, I'm trying not to spoil things here. But yeah, that'll be good the way it is right there. Let me go ahead. I want to get the chat up. I definitely thought about doing this just as a regular video, but I'm like, I could probably pull this off live. So why not? Let's give it a shot, right? Okay. Got the chat up now. Hello, chat. Um, I'm going to give it a minute or two and then I'm going to start. Okay. We'll wait for some people to come in. Actually, one thing I should do is put this here. Okay. Let's do that. See if we can get some more people in. And we'll just rock out to Attack of the Killer Queen for now. I need to do some housekeeping before I begin. See, this is why I don't do things live, because my mouth does not work. It's very faulty. Um, I know that Workshop is in Rivals 2. I know that there's technically a new character in Rivals 2 through that. His name is Armando. I will make a video about that pretty soon. And other than that, I'm probably just going to continue with my Platform Fighter showcase stuff. Could be bouncing between Toon All Star Slam and also what's it called? I think it's just called Stick Figures, right? It's the game made by the same dude who made a few quick matches. Somebody requested I make more videos with those characters, so I will. Once again, if you guys have any requests for that series, you can definitely bring that up. But other than that, I'm probably just going to make videos based on news as it comes in. I'm thinking outside of Armando. Is there anything that I kind of need to make a video about? Eventually, I'm also going to do an Ultimate S video where I'm showing off like the custom modes and stuff, but can't do that until I lock all the characters, so yeah. I'm about to begin now. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I've prepared everything. It should be good to go. Whoops. Get in there. So I'm guessing I can just hit this in full screen, right? Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. So, for a proper introduction, hello. Welcome to the Cowabunger Awards. I wanted to do this earlier, but I have no time on my hands. Better late than never, right? I figured it'd be fun just because I've played a lot of games, done a lot of stuff. This will be a fun end of the year recap. I always like to do something like a year end review or just some kind of higher end or higher effort, I should say, video. But in this case, I'm just doing a live stream where I'm doing a presentation. I'm going to do better than Jeff Keighley for sure, okay? That's what I'm going to do. We're going to start off with Framemakers Awards, okay? Because nobody did an award show this year, even though it's supposed to be annual. Shaking my head. So, there's obviously a lot of things that I do with Framemakers, and it's a very important part of the channel. So, yeah, I want to kind of separate this award show into 3 different categories, and we'll go over when the time comes what the other categories are. But for now, let's just start with the Framemakers Awards. We're going to start with the best Johnny. It's just the best Johnny. The winner of the best Johnny Award is Alucard. Okay, when I played Alucard, I legitimately thought he's like super duper fun. This is obviously not the Alucard from Castlevania, it's the Alucard from Hellsing. I don't watch anime, but you know, Alucard's pretty cool. He dual wields some pistols and laughs, and I don't know, he's just a pretty cool dude. For my honorable mention, I got Cloud. This Cloud is OP as heck. His sword attacks are just huge, and all of his hitbox are crazy, and all of his moves combo into each other. It's great, man. I love an OP Johnny character. But Alucard's just like really fun, and he doesn't necessarily feel OP. He's cool visually as well. Like I just liked him a lot. Okay, Johnny's always gotta get a shout out. Next, we got the best shit post of 2025. Okay, Framemakers loves its shit posts. Our winner, my winner. Okay, because this is just me. These are my awards. Nobody else is in on this. There's no voting besides what I thought was the best. Just throwing that out there. But for this year, the winner is Cooler. This is a character who, like, normally, if you just play him, at first you might not think he's a shitpost. He kind of just looks like he's ripped straight from Dragon Ball FighterZ. But then you see some animations like him turning to a plushie when he gets hit, or then you go into the alternate forms that he has, which is crazy in of itself that he just has a bunch of alternate forms. He's just got like all these very, very interesting animations in these other forms. He's got like a cheapy mode as well. Very, very high effort, and I really appreciate it, and that's why he's winning the award. For the honorable mention, though, I've got the Real Hat Kid. Also very funny. This released before the Hat Kid official release, okay? But this is the real Hat Kid. So she kind of just is an amalgamation of a bunch of funny different animations. I like her a lot. It's really about as simple as that. Now we got the best assist of 2025. Again, honestly, like, I'll just throw it out there. Pretty quiet year for the workshop this year, I'd say. I think just a lot of key players either posted less or stopped posting altogether, but it doesn't mean that there wasn't good stuff in the workshop this year. With that being said, my winner is Jackenstein. You're taking too long. Look at him go. By the way, this is a sticker that you can buy on my coffee. Please look into that. As a matter of fact, I can throw it in the description real quick. Hold on. Or not the description, I can throw it in the comments since we are live. I'll do it right now. Hold on. US shipping only. Just in case if you're not in the US and you do want to buy one. I see people talking now. Oh god, I didn't have the chat open this whole time. Do I get an award for being cute? No, I'm sorry, EXO, but everybody else. Will you go over the tournament that happened to an All-Star Slam? As long as there's VODs, I will. No, wait, it's done in Google Slides. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hi, Salt. But yeah, Dragonstein's awesome. You either become long or make the opponent long, and I love it. I don't know, man. I love Dragonstein just in general, and that's like the perfect assist idea for him. Now for my honorable mention, I've got Flying Gorilla. Because legitimately when I first saw it, I'm like, holy shit. This is incredible. So, you basically just play a mini game when you get hit by this dude, and it's the Flying Gorilla game. Absolutely incredible, truly. Next, I got the best stage of 2025, and it's already here because the winner is exclamation point. Oh god. Question mark. Here's the YouTube video of it. But the actual stages in general, relatively normal layout, but then when you play with hazards on, you get like Mario Kart items, and I think that's awesome. So, really about as simple as that. Congratulations, Drake. I know you're in here. I think you had the best stage this year. Whoa! And then it loops from there on the actual stage. Now, for my honorable mention, it is Hearts. I wanted to put one of the Johnny stages in here because I genuinely appreciate the fact that he went out of his way to sprite so many different freaking stages. And at least that's what he says he did. But regardless, out of all the ones that he's made this year, Hearts is my favorite one visually. So I'm going to throw him an honorable mention for sure. Another shout out I'd like to give is to the frame making stage. I'm sure that's a lot of your people's favorite stage. I definitely appreciate it for what it is. But I think that the exclamation point question mark is definitely a better stage in general. And again, I just want to shout out Johnny because he made so many things this year. Stages for the most part, so I want to throw one of them in there. Yeah, and that's another thing about Drake's stages too. He has so many stages that are like custom game modes. There's like Pong, there's Basketball, there's the fishing minigame stuff. Like when there's proper custom game mode support, Drake's gonna go in. He's gonna go in, man. Now we got the best character of 2025. I don't think many of you are gonna be surprised by this. I think there's just one character that stands out among the rest, in my opinion, and it is Buzzwole. He's flying down from the heavens. Yeah. Buzzwole's awesome. He specifically appeals to my taste because I like grapplers, so he's got the neutral B, that is a big command grab. He's got side B, which is just, you have super armor and you're flying towards your opponent. I think that's awesome. Other than that, like, he's not a super simple character to learn, but once you get the hang of him, I think he's super duper fun, just like any other Cactus character, really. I think out of all the characters he has made, this is probably my favorite as well, because I just think the way he plays is just super well done. So congrats to Cactus. Now for my honorable mention, I have got Arzon. Congrats, EXO. I know that technically Arzon released way earlier, like a couple years ago, but he did get a rework, and obviously he's at the top of my Framemakers tier list thing, so yeah, Arzon is really freaking awesome. I like playing as him. I think his set play is awesome. I think The fact that he's a bit more of a ranged fighter is cool. It makes you feel like an airbender. Um, yeah, man. And then he's not like super strong either. He feels pretty balanced. So I appreciate that as well. They actually takes a brain to play, you know. Next, we have General Platform Fighter Awards, okay? So I'm going to be talking about all kinds of platform fighters in this. I've given Framemakers its shine. Now it's time for everything else, okay? First, the best shit post in a platform fighter this year. The winner is Buddy Elf in Rivals of Aether. Gay people, gay people, gay people, gay people. Yeah, I don't know. That crap came out on Christmas and it was awesome. So I love it. And his moveset, the craziest thing about it is that his moveset actually does make sense. I mean, it's just a bunch of references and he's just jumping back and forth between just a bunch of crazy animations of varying quality, and I love it. Um, the honorable mention is my April Fool's video in 2025. Here comes Roadkill. Yes, I am glazing my own content. I don't care. If you haven't watched this, I mean, do you see what's on your screen right now? That is must-see content. Uh, but I just like the fact, okay, that I did one recording of this, one take of this, and I have my inside joke character in a Royal Rumble full of joke characters, and he ends up winning it. And he came out number 2, man. If you know the Royal Rumble, there's 30 contestants, 1 through 30, right? Usually the most likely to win is number 30 because they're coming out last. But Roadkill came out number 2 and he won. It's crazy. And he proved that every single platform fighting game character sucks ass. So, it is what it is. They're all terrible and they all suck. But yeah, it was absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. If you didn't watch the video, you're missing out, man. Alright, now I got the best platform fighter I keep forgetting exists. Okay? There's some very epic music to go along with this. This is basically like a category for platform fighters where I should probably be making more videos of them because they are pretty cool, but I just keep forgetting. The winner for me is Mad Watch 2. I have made one video about this game. I think that's it. And it's probably gotten like updated throughout the entire year since. I probably could have made more videos about it, and I didn't. So I promise, 2026 there will be more Mad Watch 2. Because it is a pretty cool game. It's got Cloud and Terry in it for some reason. But it's just cool. I like it. It's actually got some cool mechanics to it. Now, for my honorable mention, it is Smack Studio. With this game, right, when I'm talking about Mad Watch, I don't really have a quorum with the gameplay at all. I think it's pretty cool. When I think of Smack Studio, I don't think I necessarily like how the game plays right now. I'm kind of waiting for that balance patch that they're gonna do to come out and see if the game feels better then. But there is a lot of custom creations in Smack Studio that I should be checking out. I'm not doing it for whatever reason. So again, I promise in 2026 I'll check out Smack Studio more. I have a computer now. There's no excuse for me to play it. My excuse before is that I recorded on a Steam Deck before and like it just couldn't really handle it. But now I should be able to handle it. I'll probably do like live streams with Smack Studio specifically. Now I have the That Just Happened award. So this is for moments in platform fighters where you just kind of look at it and you're like, what? What? What's going on? And then you just kind of accept it. There's just a lot of silly moments like that in platform fighters, and the winner this year is Lanky Kong's reveal in Smash Remix. Because you see this dude here and it's like, what? What's going on? I had a vague idea of what this was parodying, I guess. Like, there's a video like this before, and then this dude has come back to record for this reveal trailer, and then just in general, Donkey Kong being in Smash Remix is pretty crazy. I mean, they've added some weird characters in the past, but Donkey Kong probably among some of the weirdest I've seen a platform fighter for sure. But I appreciate it. He's really fun in this game. For my honorable mention, I've got Jumbo Josh finally added to Cross Impact. And he sure is a character in a video game, for sure, man. He's in there, and that's his nair right there. He spins around. So, yeah, Jumbo Josh got in 2025, and the game's free, and you can play it right now if you want. So, Jumbo Josh, bro, who could have thought, really? Jumbo Josh would actually be in a platform fighter. It's real. Next, I got my most anticipated platform fighting game for 2026. The winner is Animation Versus. I think this game's going to end up being really cool. People who work on ROA mods are working on this game, so I know it's going to be very high quality. I just think in general that the premise of it trying to be a bit of a blend of traditional traditional fighters and then platform fighters is really cool. I think the way that they're executing it looks really good so far. I think that I'm going to end up really liking playing the game. I'm going to end up liking playing as a lot of the characters because they're all pretty unique from one another, from what I can tell. So that's awesome. Now for my honorable mention, something pretty similar here is Combo Devils. They're going to have a Kickstarter like really soon, I think. I need to keep my eye on that because I'm pretty sure that's like this week or something. But Combo Devils is a very similar situation. They're trying to blend in some fighting game mechanics with the platform fighting game genre, along with just doing really cool things like making it so that walls on stages are legal. They have mechanics around it to make it so that those aren't stupid. And there's going to be a roguelike mode that they're putting a lot of care and attention into as well. It's basically going to be like a beat 'em up roguelike, which I think is awesome. So there's like attack cancels and directional shields, all kinds of really cool stuff going for this game. So I can't wait for it as well. Now, my most wanted announcement for 2026. So this is basically what I want to see in 2026. And my winner is definitely like a pipe dream. I really do think so. I think it's possible, but I think it's unlikely. But it is a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 3. I think if there's a time for it to be announced, it's probably going to be this year, right? Because NASB 2 was a while ago. If they were developing a NASB 3, I would think it'd get announced maybe at the end of the year this year. Let's hope. Let's hope, because if they do, I think that'd be awesome. But the only thing I've really seen about NASB 3, and it's very iffy, is that I've seen like a leaked roster for it. And it kind of just looks like the graphics of the game are very similar to NASB 2, which is fine. I mean, if they just want to make a game that was carrying over assets from NASB 2, I'd be happy with that. But if that was the case and they just made it a really huge, big game that kind of just took the best elements of NASB 2 and really gave it like some really good online and even better story mode somehow, then I think that'd be great. For my honorable mention, I've got new Smash for 2027. I think that it should get announced this year that it's going to be out in 2027. That's basically what I'm thinking. This is an awesome gift, so I put it in there. It's like very well done for no reason. The reason why I think this is more possible than NASB 3 is because we kind of know there's something going on. There's something going on here, and I'll explain it in my big project video if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I'll just leave it there, right? Is that Disney Plat Fighter? I mean, I hope there's a Disney Plat Fighter too, but I don't really have high hopes for like a new platform fighter, honestly. You know what I mean? Like people just coming in and going for the platform fighting game genre. Like I don't know, man. I don't know if a company got a hold of Disney characters if they were able to do that correctly. I trust that NASB 3 would be good at least, because NASB 2 is good. I don't care what anybody says. Um, Best update. So this is the best update to a pre-existing platform fighter that came out this year. The winner is Toon All-Star Slam 1.3. Um, I think the reason why this is the best is mainly because of the single player content, actually. I mean, of course, it had a bunch of characters, but, you know, throughout the past couple years, they've given people an opportunity to play the new characters like Mordecai and Rigby. Um, who else? Um, I'm blanking on it. But yeah, they've given people opportunities to try out some of the stuff that's going to end up being in this update, but the one new thing that I got to experience was the episodes, and I thought those were really fun. There was legitimately like about 2 hours worth of single player content in this game now, and I think that's very impressive. And I enjoy it the whole way through. Being able to like go back and read the dialogue they put in there is really funny. Even learning some of the lore through of what they were referencing in some of the episodes too is really fun. So I think it was cool. The honorable mention goes to SSF2 1.4. They added King Deity. I mean, any update that adds King Deity to your game is going to be awesome. But yeah, there's also a lot of like reworks. The main one being Goku. Goku is like crazy in the game now. You watch some gameplay of Goku in SSF2, you're gonna be like, oh my god, this Goku's awesome. Compared to what he was before, it's like a huge glow up. Um, they added some very pretty stages to SSF2 as well, so a lot of good stuff coming from the SSF2 team. So congrats to both of these teams, really. They both did a really good job on their updates. Next, we got the best custom character of 2025 within a platform fighting game, okay, or a mod or something like that. That's not Frame Makers. The winner is Walter White in Rivals of Aether. This character made me a lot of money when I released a video on him, so he just had to be the automatic winner. Now, your honorable mention goes to Tails in the Acadia version of Melee. I think that's really sick that this is the first like custom character in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and they pulled him off super duper well. I think his moveset's pretty fun and probably pretty faithful to what it would have been at the time. Mod, like I wish there's like tournaments for it and stuff like that, so I could see some Tails gameplay. But yeah, Walter paid for a win. That's right. Look at his smile. He knows. He knows he paid for it. Now, we've got the best official character of 2025. So this is a character that was officially added to a platform fighter, okay? To me, this is like the most fun character that I have played this year. Maybe this is a little bit of a I don't know, cop out because technically this game came out this year, but I think it's not really a cop out either because if the game came out this year, I say it's fair game. The winner is Eureka from a few quick matches now. At first, when I played this game, I kind of mained Rind, right? But I played Eureka more and more and more. And definitely when the game like started off, this character's like OP as hell, bro. It's really about as simple as that, but man, is it just the funnest thing in the world to freaking just bounce back and forth and like learn the combos of this character. To just hit a move and then do the attack cancel, go to another move, do the attack cancel, just bouncing all over the place with this freaking character. And then they got Fox Up Smash. They've got just a lot of fun moves just in general. I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, they're my favorite platform fighting game character design of all time. No, not really. It's just more about how the general mechanics of a few quick matches really mesh well with Eureka. So yeah, I thought that they were like super duper fun once I started to learn them. Now, for my honorable mention, it is Hat Kid and Framemakers. This is the official Hat Kid, not to be confused with the real Hat Kid. But yeah, Hat Kid's super fun in Framemakers. Again, I'm sure a lot of you would have said Hat Kid is the winner, but I just don't think she's as fun as Eureka, man. Real about simple as that. She's fun, but she feels like a bit of like a balanced fun. Eureka's just like a stupid fun, where I'm getting away with stuff I should not be getting away with. I should play the game again and see, because there's been a lot of balance adjustments to Eureka. See how she feels. The Hackhead, yeah, still super fun. There's a lot of things that you can do with this character that I'm not good at, too. That's another reason. I need to learn her. I need to learn her, for sure. And I'd say, too, even though I find Hackhead to be really fun, I still like some of the base cast characters better than her. I just like playing as them better than her. I can't wait to see what Framemakers has cooking, for sure. Because Hackhead's a very good indicator of what they can do. Now, we finally got the final category that we're going to cover today, which is just a general game award show, okay? I'm going to do better than that clown, Jeff Keighley. And, we're going to do this properly, okay? First of all, we're going to right or wrong here. Best video game adaptation goes to Sonic Movie 3. Fuck you, Jeff Keighley. Just fuck you and fuck your judges, and this should have been the winner. Fuck you. Alright. Yeah, look at him. Look at him go. Off to his death. I don't need to explain that one. Now we got the best looking game of 2025. And the winner is Metroid Prime 4. I don't know, man. You play this game in 4K. It looks spectacular. It's the best looking Nintendo game of all time. By the way, I should be making this part channel members only, but I'm going to be nice and not do it because I can then shill my channel member exclusive content. I played this game, so if you want to watch me play it, I have a whole playthrough for channel members or just coffee supporters in general. If you don't want to pay a subscription, you just give me like $1 on coffee and then you get all the content. I say that's a pretty good deal. But we pay the channel membership, you get like videos early, so that's the benefit of that. But anyway, yeah, Metroid Prime 4 looks stunning pretty much the whole way through. The only part of the game that kind of looks bleh is the desert, and the desert pretty much is just like the thing that holds the entire game down, prevents it from being like a 9 out of 10, honestly. So Metroid looks great. Now for an honorable mention, holy crap, you see how fast it went through there? Kirby Air Riders. I wouldn't say that Kirby Air Riders looks as consistently good as Metroid Prime, but it has its moments. There are moments where the game looks freaking fantastic. I think specifically when you're playing on like the Galactic Nova track, that stage looks insane. That stage looks insane. Then when there's like any cinematic moment during the races, it's like, wow, dude, this game looks gorgeous. So yeah, Sakurai's got some very good art direction, but I think it's pretty obvious that Retro Studios is just on another level. They really are. Now, we have the most disappointing game of 2025. The winner is Metroid Prime 4! Whoa, isn't that crazy? Now, again, think about this game that I was disappointed with. Again, was like the desert section. I wasn't expecting a ton out of it, but like, I thought the bike was going to be cooler. I thought there was going to be cooler things to do in the desert throughout the game. Like, it would expand upon itself a little bit more. It really doesn't. It just doesn't. So that sucks. And other than that, I was also pretty disappointed in the fact that, like, Sylux as a character, just, he's nothing burger, man. I don't know. If you've played Metroid Prime 4 and it's like your first Metroid Prime game, and you just see the Sylux dude, he's just like a generic villain, and it sucks because they've really been building him up to become that main villain for a long time. Before, he was just kind of like a side character who was antagonistic, but now he's the main villain, and they just don't do too much with him, honestly. Like, outside of his boss fights, which are pretty cool, I mean, he's just nothing, and it sucks. Um, I think it's possible that they just decide they're gonna pick their battles here, and they kind of realize Metro Prime 4's probably not gonna end up being received very well, and they just decide to be very safe with it and kind of just bet on the fact that there's maybe going to be a Metroid Prime 5, and then that's where they could really, you know, expand upon the lore the way they would want to, because they don't want to do it in a game that they're just not super proud of. But I don't know. I mean, regardless, they still could have done more. It's really about as simple as that. Now, honorable mention goes to Mario Kart World. Not a bad game by any means. Neither one of these games are bad. They're both like 7 out of 10s to me. Okay? I just have like my nitpicks with them. Mario Kart World is a great Mario Kart game. It's probably like the second best Mario Kart game, objectively. But for me, man, like, I don't know. I think a lot of the elements just don't hit between the open world, how the Grand Prix works, where you drive just regularly on the first lap or the first track, and then the second track you drive to it like that. That doesn't hit for me quite like I wanted it to. Um, what else? I think Knockout Tour, like, it's fun, but as I played the game more and more and more, I kind of got the same tours over and over again. So again, I kind of got burnt out on that. Then there's mission mode. Again, fun at first, and then as you go on, you're kind of just wondering, okay, am I going to get one of the boring missions, or am I going to get something that's actually interesting? Right? Like, everything about this game kind of just wears me down as I play it more and more. So I think if there's like an update or something, I'll definitely come back to it. And if they keep on improving the game like they have slowly been doing, then I think it'll eventually be like a really good game. But for now, I'm just not vibing with it. Next, I have the game that I probably would have been disappointed by if I actually played it. Because, you know, sometimes we all know there's games that we're pretty cautious about buying leading up to their releases. And, you know, for me, these two games were that sort of case, and I ended up being right. So, yeah, production of Prime 4 was a mess for sure. My winner for this is Borderlands 4. So, Borderlands, I'm not going to sit here and say I love Borderlands or anything, but Borderlands definitely has its moments sometimes. And when I was looking at Borderlands 4, I was definitely cautiously optimistic at first. But then as things went on and it started getting delayed and yada yada, I'm like, oh no, things are probably not going to go well for this game. And sure enough, it released and it kind of came out with very little fanfare. Apparently, like, performance issues were the biggest thing about this game. So, that sucks. It sucks. When it wants to be, I think Borderlands can be really cool and fun and funny, right? But this just wasn't it, unfortunately. Now my honorable mention goes to Pokemon Legends ZA. It just pops up. Nothing special for it because, I don't know, man. Pokemon Legends, I mean, just in general, I've been interested in Pokemon Legends games between Arceus and this game. And again, I was cautiously looking into this, but as I seen more footage of it, I'm like, you know, it's kind of what I would expect. And then I actually watched some gameplay of it, and it's like, you know, it seems like it's got a good gameplay loop for sure, but I don't know, man. This is the next generation, okay? I'm expecting a lot more out of Pokemon than what they're putting out. And, I don't know, man. Like, it sort of feels like the games are rushed. It feels like the games are just not AAA, ever. There's crazy things that happen in other games that I kind of wish happened in Pokemon games. It just never really seems to materialize, you know? Seems like Pokemon games are just very like vanilla. They don't really take a lot of risks, or they don't have a lot of crazy cinematic moments very often. I mean, I heard the ending to this game was pretty crazy, but I don't know. I mean, when you're looking at like the rogue Pokemon battles, for example, those could have been a lot more than what they were, you know? But having the new megas and stuff was pretty cool. That's why I figured I'd make it my honorable mention, because the game still seems like it's good. I just, again, I think Pokemon should really be stepping up their game at this point, man. We're in the Switch 2 era. I hope their next game is really good. And there's Snoop Dogg because of Zaza. Whoa. Look at him go. Okay. Now I have an award for a game I always knew would be shit. Alright, I figured I'd round it out. Games that I was disappointed by because I thought they were going to be good. Games that I probably would have been disappointed by if I played. And then games that I just always knew were going to be bad, no matter what, and I didn't buy them because of that. The winner is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I don't know, man. I mean, I know the Call of Duty fans had some hope that this game was going to actually be a return to form in some way, but I looked at it and I knew, okay, I saw that zombies map, that new zombies map was going to be cool. And that probably is like the highlight of this game. Everything else around it is either like standard affair with like the multiplayer, or it's bad in the case of the campaign. It just sucks because I remember playing the other Black Ops games and World at War, these other Treyarch Call of Duty games, and the campaigns are actually really good. And just to see how far the series has fallen for so freaking long is just, it's disappointing, man. It really is. And I don't know. I think the sales of the game really just show the fatigue on the franchise now. Like Battlefield, I think is sold better than Call of Duty this year, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Congrats to Battlefield for sure. But regardless, where are the positive awards? They're coming up. They're coming up. Honorable mention goes to Splitgate 2. Now, I didn't realize that Splitgate 2 is even a thing until like the Summer's Game Fest, right? That's when it was being shown off. And yeah, the dude who was up there presenting the game made a total ass out of the game, and that's when I knew, yeah, this game's gonna suck. And sure enough, kind of does. I played Splitgate 1, and it was good. It was a good shooter game, actually. Um, I didn't see any reason why there needed to be a second game, like at all. With just this being the age of live service games, you would think that you just update Splitgate 1 and call it a day, but nah, they wanted to make a whole new game and they crash and burn because they said stupid stuff. Everybody point and laugh at these two games. They fell on their faces. Now, we got the best mobile game. Positive awards now. The winner is DBZ Genshin Squadra. I think that's how you say it. Or Genkishin Squadra. I don't know, but this game's awesome, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm not usually into MOBAs all that much, but this year I kind of re-explored Pokemon Unite to prepare for this release because one of my work friends was telling me about this game and how excited he was for it. And yeah, Pokemon Unite, it's not bad either, but I don't know. The sauce is missing from Pokemon Unite, and sometimes just stupid stuff happen that you don't feel like you have any control of. Genshin Squadra is also kind of like that, but the thing about this game is that you can make yourself overpowered if you really want to, and just like it basically brings like that feeling like you know how in Marvel Rivals they're always talking about how they want to bring the hero fantasy to the game, so they're making everybody feel really powerful to use. This game's kind of like that, where everybody just feels like they're a powerhouse and they have some kind of impact on the game. Like the balancing is really good for what it is anyway. So yeah, game's really fun. I like it as a MOBA. I have like small issues with it, but nothing crazy. I think as a mobile game, like when I'm on my breaks at work, I'm usually throwing a game in there and having fun. So yeah, I think it's cool. Honorable mention goes to Acecraft. Now, I don't know if this game actually came out this year. I don't care. I'm going to put it in here anyway because I started playing it this year because some people were hyping it up. And sure enough, like as a single player experience, I think this game's really fun. So, um, it's basically like a Galaga type of shooter, but in the style of like Rubber Hose cartoons. And you don't have to spend any money on either one of these games. That's the best part about them. But Acecraft, especially, like you can just play through the game. And it kind of feels like the paid stuff is just extra if you want it, but otherwise you can get through the campaign relatively easily. Uh, there's all kinds of different enemies with all kinds of different patterns or properties that make them all unique and fun to shoot at. I'd say the game is like pretty easy so far from what I've played. I'm sure it'll get harder eventually, and then that's when I'll feel like I have to pay for stuff. But I think the main reason why I have Dragon Ball over Acecraft is just because there's so much crap to click on in Acecraft that, like, if you want to get all your items, you just have to click through so many freaking menus, and I hate that downtime, man. When it comes to Dragon Ball, there's a tiny little bit of that, but you're not going to take any more than like 3 minutes to do the stuff that you need to do in this game before you go and hit play. This game, Acecraft, like you gotta sit there for like 5 to like maybe 7, 8 minutes to get through all the crap that you gotta get through before hitting play, and that's just annoying, man. I wish in these mobile games that are like this, where they have 5 billion buttons you gotta press to redeem stuff. I wish there's just like a claim all button and then you could just move on. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I don't know. They want your time and attention, so they ain't gonna do that. Now, next award I have is a game that I only watched on YouTube, but thought was really cool anyway. The winner of this is No, I'm Not Human. When it comes to like horror games and stuff, I kind of just like to watch them on YouTube because I don't know. While I like exploring horror games as they are, I don't really get scared by a ton of horror games, and this is like more of a psychological horror game. I found very interesting. The whole premise is just that there's, I don't know, some weird, crazy zombie apocalypse going on, but you can't really tell who is a zombie. And instead of like being zombies who like eat brains or something, instead the zombies are basically just like serial killers or something. It's really crazy. And obviously there's some very messed up looking people in the game. You gotta try and figure out like who is a regular person and who is like an infected person. And there's all kinds of different ways in which the game tries to tell you how to figure this out, but if you just look into it, you kind of see, oh, like, really, there isn't like a true way to figure this out. Like, the government's trying to tell you a bunch of different ways that you can sort it out, but really, that's just some fake news, basically, and they're just trying to get people to kill each other, basically. It's a really interesting story overall. There's a lot of crazy stuff like that. I'd recommend that you guys look into it. I think it's really cool. It's got like an update too, which has like more characters and more scenarios, and I don't know. There's just always something to look into with this game. I think like, I really got down in the rabbit hole with it, and I enjoyed my time for sure. Now, honorable mention is Look Outside. This is also like a horror game, but it's also like an RPG. I think it's made in like RPG Maker or something. I thought it was really cool. I didn't look into it as much as No, I'm Not Human, just because I thought maybe I could actually like play it one day, so I didn't want to spoil a ton about it, but I still looked into it quite a bit. Um, Again, whole premise is that there's just some Eldritch god being outside of your apartment, and if anybody looks at it, they turn into monsters. So you're trying to go through your hotel, basically your apartment, and everybody's just turning into messed up monsters, and you gotta kill them. And Like the visual style is really cool. It's all pixel art and I don't know, just super gritty and super disgusting. There's a lot of different endings to the game, a lot of different ways that you can go about playing it. I think it's really cool. Um, Maybe I'll play it one day. I don't know, but again, interesting story, interesting premise. Looks really good. Actually has some like good music in it too. So yeah, just a very unique RPG. Next, got the best racing game ever. The winner is Sonic Racing Crossworlds, baby. Fast like whoa. Um, yeah. Now this is the type of game that sure, it's not experimental like Mario Kart World. It's not trying to do something new like Mario Kart World necessarily, but I mean, I think the stuff that it introduces to the genre is really cool. So like on the surface, it's kind of just like this typical arcadey kart racing game with typical items that you would find in any other kart racer, right? Nothing crazy there. But oh yeah, and then the racetracks too are pretty typical. There's nothing too crazy going on in any of them. But then you got the two main gimmicks, which are the gadgets and the cross world thing, where the second lap you race on a completely different track, which I think is a really fun gimmick. It makes the races feel pretty dynamic, all things considered, and it gives first place something to do. You get to choose between two different tracks, so I think that's fun. That's a cool reward for being in first place during the first lap. Then when it comes to the gadgets, there's like a crap ton of them. They all do a whole bunch of different things. Obviously, there is like a meta, but I think the meta gadgets are still really fun to use. And yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's just really fun. The gadgets really add just basically a level of customization that's never been in a kart racer before, where you feel like you're really in control of how you can race, right? Because before, the way you kind of had that was through just kart customization, and then the way you customize your kart or which characters you picked, change your stats and whatnot, and all that stuff really ended up feeling inconsequential in every game it was ever added in, honestly. But in this game, the gadgets feel like they're actually like useful. They feel like they make big impacts within your gameplay. And again, you don't have to use the same ones over and over again. You can mix and match and, cater to a certain play style, just depending on what you're doing. I think the festivals, while they rely on teamwork, and because of that, people get peed at that because your progression is directly tied with like how well your team does, and then your teammates always suck or something, right? But I don't really care about the progression too much, honestly. So when I played the festivals, they make you do certain things, and then certain gadgets are good for certain festivals, and that kind of forces you to do different stuff. And I think that's fun. I think the way this game is handled is just really fun. It knows what it wants to be, unlike Mario Kart World. Okay, Mario Kart World does so many weird things. Again, experimental things. It wants to be an open world game, but then when you actually play on a regular racetrack, it's like the greatest freaking racetrack you've ever played on in your life. But you can't play on those racetracks because 80% of the game is the open world part of it, which is just not as interesting. And then you got 24 players and you can pelt items everywhere, but then there's also this super intricate uh, mechanic system in the game where you can like jump around on stuff and rail grind and all these crazy different things that you can use to optimize how you race, but then the item system's just like super crazy. So I don't know what Mario Kart World's trying to be. It's like trying to be a competitive casual game. It's very weird. I think Sonic Racing Crossworlds knows what it wants to be a lot better, which is like, just an arcadey, fast-paced racing game. And speaking of that, Kirby Air Riders is also that now. The racing in Kirby Air Riders is not nearly as good as Mario Kart World or Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, but the edge that this game has is that it has like really cool combat in it, and it works very well in mainly something like City Trials. City Trials is what carries the game. That's the big mode, and it's a very different experience from any other kart racer. Closest thing you can compare to something like Twisted Metal or something, but I think it does that very well. It does that mode very well, and then you just have all the other extra stuff on top of it, like the actual races being pretty good. Top right's just kind of there, but it's fun for what it is, and you got Road Trip, which again, for what it is, I think is decent. It's the first thing that I played. I feel like if I went through all the other modes first and then tried Road Trip after, it wouldn't have been as fun. It definitely starts off slow, but then as it goes, it gets a little more interesting at least. So, yeah. Kirby Air Riders definitely a flawed game, but I still think it's really fun. Next, we have the best alternative to drugs. Okay? Because I thought this would be a funny category for Kirby Air Riders to win. Uh, again, with the chaos of City Trial, with all the different items that you can get, all the power-ups that make your car go ridiculously fast or fly for long amounts of time, then the stadiums at the end that really exaggerate these power-ups that you get, just make you feel either really dominant or just you get completely destroyed. There's a lot of things that can happen on City Trial. They're just super chaotic. There will be things flying everywhere, explosions everywhere. It's like, I don't know, just absolute madness. Absolute madness. Now, I know I said we are done with platform fighters. I figured an honorable mention for this would be turning on every single match modifier into an all-star slam. When you do that, the game is unfollowable. You will not understand what's going on. You will not understand what's going on. But I think that's what makes it a great alternative to drugs, because if you just wanted like hallucinogens, you basically just stare at the screen on an all match modifier match and into an all-star slam. So yeah. Now, finally, we're getting to the big awards. The best character of 2025, okay? This is not necessarily the best playable character. It's like the best character, the character that I love the most. Okay, and I might be cheating a little bit here, but the winner is Susie from Deltarune. I think that yes, she's had 2 other games to develop her character, but I think her character development in chapters 3 and 4 specifically were really cool. They've really found their groove with who Susie is as a character. I think she's awesome. There's all kinds of funny moments like this in Deltarune with Susie. I really can't imagine the game without her. She's like, the Deltarune exclusive character along with Noelle, I guess. And I don't know, just like as a companion character that moves the plot forward, she's just so good, man. She's like a bro. I know Susie's a girl, but she's like the most bro of all time. Truly. Now, my runner-up, honorable mention is King K. Rool. He's coming to get you. But yeah, even though King K. Rool showed up just right at the end of Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think his characterization was pretty much perfect. That final layer too, showing that he's basically the king of the underworld. It's crazy. All of his Kremlin crew are still with him, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like, they made him just like the coolest dude in the entire world, the coolest looking villain in the entire world near the end of the game. I love him for that. I really do. I love the fact that we got that. So, next, we got the most anticipated game of 2026 for me personally. Ew, Undertale. It's not Undertale, buddy. Rage bait successful. Anyway, my most anticipated game of 2026 is actually Wolverine. Okay, I saw gameplay of Wolverine. I'm like, I'm in, bro. This looks freaking crazy. There's blood everywhere, and it's a very different kind of game than what the Spider-Man games were, but it's made by the same people. I'm sure it's going to be really good. I've always been a huge fan of the Spider-Man games and Ratchet and Clank, so I really trust Insomniac to deliver something really cool with this freaking game, man. That's pretty much all I gotta say about it. It's gonna be a Wolverine game. It's gonna be awesome. There's, I don't know, you freaking uppercut somebody with your claws and blood splattering everywhere. What else could you ask for, really? Now, my honorable mention is Slay the Spire 2. I'm not gonna have to wait too long to play this game, but I played Slay the Spire 1 a lot because of Rainmakers. Hundreds of hours into it, probably. So I'm really looking forward to a sequel, for sure, to see if they can recapture that magic, do lightning in a bottle twice somehow. I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could. Now, we got the best moment of 2025, okay? This is just like, I don't know, the best thing that happened while playing a video game in 2025, okay? And obviously, the winner is going to be King K. Rool's return, okay? I already kind of explained that how they executed this was incredible. They made us think, oh no, there's some new villains in this game, right? So King K. Rool is likely not to appear. It's going to be this Voidco group who are fighting throughout the whole entire game. And then you see the Bananium root. You see that it's a gold thing with like a belly button sticking out of it. And that's when I knew, oh, K. Rool's here, brother. He's going to take his rightful place on the throne here as the proper DK villain. And yeah, man, I don't know. As soon as K. Rool returns in DK Bonanza, the game basically goes from like 80 to 1,000 real quick. This is already a really good game, and then this happens and it just goes full throttle, and it does not stop the whole rest of the way through. It's awesome. I loved it so much. My honorable mention goes to experiencing the surface run of Hades 2 for the first time, okay? I did not get this on camera because when I decided to play it, I was just like super duper tired. I really wish I did because I don't know if this was available in 2024, like during early access or whatever, but I experienced it for the first time in 2025 when it properly released. And my God, I was blown away. I was completely blown away. There's some really fun boss fights. This dude here, Typhon, at the end, really hard final boss. The scale of him is insane. Other than that, though, like, there's just so many great characters on that second run that I really came to love. A bunch of amazing music as well. Going through Olympus is just like super duper memorable. Experiencing that for the first time was incredible, truly. Hades 2 is just an incredible game. Now I have the best official soundtrack of 2025. It's Mario Kart World. It's cheating, okay, because it's remixing a lot of old Mario songs, but I think regardless, I mean, my God. It's just insane. There's over 100 songs in the game. All the remixes are like, most of them are like smooth jazz. And like when Nintendo does jazz, they're pretty much at the top of their game. They are incredible. They're amazing. Every single time they remix a song, they're just like vibing and doing solos and all this crazy stuff, and I loved it. Then every now and then you get something like EDM in there, you get like a rock song in there. So it's varied enough. And I just loved it. I don't know. That's all I really gotta say. Now I didn't have an honorable mention there because I want to do the best original soundtrack, because again, Mario Kart World is kind of cheating. Most of the soundtrack is just remixes of other songs, so I figured let's do an award for the best original soundtrack with brand new music in it. Alluded to it earlier, Hades 2 has some fantastic music in it. It's very similar to the music in Hades 1, of course, but I don't know. It's got its own unique flavor here and there. Like, if you just compare Hades' boss fight theme to Kronos's, two completely different things there. But, yeah, man, I was getting blown away a bunch by the music in this game. Specifically, when I went out of my way to just listen to the OST on its own. There is some insane stuff in this game. Like the true final boss music for Kronos, where they just have like this professional drummer coming in, and near like the end of the song, he's playing the drums and it sounds like a machine gun's going off. Basically, that's how fast he's playing the drums. It's like, how in the hell, as somebody who's played drums, I don't know how that's possible. I don't know. Like, it has to not be real, but it is real because they record all their music, with real instruments and stuff. It's just insane. It's insane. But yeah, some of my favorite music this year has definitely come out of Hades too. I'd say, if I were to have an honorable mention of this, I'd say Silk Song, but I haven't played Silk Song enough to say for sure, but some of the music I've heard in that game so far is really good. Um and you have to know, I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but I haven't really played Expedition 33. I've only just started playing it. So I'm sure if I actually played it last year, maybe it'd be the winner, an honorable mention, but it is what it is. Now, before we get to the actual game award, I have an award for the game that isn't my game of the year somehow. Winners Deltarune's Chapters 3 and 4. I don't know how in the year that this releases that there were like so many other games that I liked more. It's kind of crazy because I'm just obviously a huge Deltarune nut. I think Deltarune's really cool and awesome, and like chapters 3 and 4, they're as an experience together, like a 10 out of 10 experience, but like there's like 3 or 4 other 10 out of 10 games that came out this year, so I don't know. I ended up liking them better, despite everything that Deltarune's kind of got going for it. So I feel like Deltarune is what it is. It's, what you're going to get out of it. Is it an exceptional game? No. But for what it's wanting to do, it does it very well. There's just some like exceptional games that just did crap that really wowed me. Deltarune wasn't necessarily like that, although when like the Titan appears for the first time, that wowed me. When the Roaring Knight appeared for the first time, I was like, oh god. I was like genuinely scared. Like, this game definitely got some big emotions out of me, but there's just like a lot of other games that also did that. Then the honorable mention is Silk Song. This game isn't quite clicking with me yet, but I'm gonna keep giving it chances. I'll play it throughout this year and see how I feel about it. It's just a hard game, and I usually don't click with them too much. I have to give them a lot of time. So, but for how hyped up Silk Song was, you would think it would also be like the game of the year for anybody, but not for me. I think it's really good though. A lot of boss fights I've played so far have been the highlight for me. The platforming is what's not the highlight for me personally. I have some issues with the platforming and how hard it is to just get around everywhere. I think that's the point, but it's just not vibing with me because of that. Where's Framemakers? You missed it. Sorry. Anyway, game of the year for me is Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'll just throw the honorable mention up there too, which is Hades 2. These two were fighting back and forth with me in my head, just in terms of which one I thought was my favorite this year. But I think Donkey Kong Bonanza edges Hades 2 out, mainly because Hades 2, it had like a weird story that I did not connect with as much as Hades 1 with its story. I thought that, yeah, the stakes were higher, but ultimately, since the stakes kind of were higher, it actually works against the game because Hades 1, the stakes weren't necessarily all that high. And I think it works out better for the roguelike system that they're doing where you die over and over again. You keep on trying to progress the story. Like when there's stakes in a story, you expect things to be resolved and then to change, right? And Hades 2 does not do that. It doesn't really evolve past the initial premise of the game. I mean, it does, but then you still go and you do the same stuff after anyway. And it just feels weird, you know, like it was so seamless in Hades 1 and Hades 2, it's not really seamless at all. And then other than that, again with Hades 2, it's more of just Hades 1. It's like Hades 1, but better in terms of gameplay, which I think is awesome. I love that. But is it doing anything super crazy and innovative? Nah, not really. Now, Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think, was innovative in that, you know, it was the first platformer where you just smash through the terrain and you can explore each little world the way that you want to because of that mechanic. And for me personally, that just worked really well. Okay, I know some people don't vibe with it that much, but for me, I really enjoyed it. I love just like that free form gameplay where I can explore any area and get any collectible in any way that I want. I mean, sure, I like how something like Mario Odyssey approaches it, where for the most part, when you're collecting a moon, you're doing some kind of fun platforming challenge or changing into a different enemy and doing a challenge that way with their limited moveset. But with Donkey Kong, it's just like, yeah, you're a monkey and you can do anything. You can do whatever the heck you want. You got the Bonanza powers too that really make you feel OP, that really make traversing the areas easier in certain ways in certain situations. I mean, I don't know. To say that this is better than something like Mario Odyssey, I'm not sure if I could say that. I'd have to go back and like restart a playthrough of Mario Odyssey because I know that game was like really fun. But DK Bonanza, it worked very well for me. For what it wanted to be, I think it executed it super duper duper well. There's pretty much just a majority of the levels in this game. It's just they're all fantastic and they're all super duper fun to go through and they're all super duper fun to get every single banana in. You got the skill tree that enhances DK's abilities a little bit. You got the costumes, which also change DK's stats a little bit if you want to experiment with that. You got Pauline as your partner character throughout the game, which I think is great. Whenever you go out of your way to kind of connect with her, I think that's great. Other than that, music's pretty good. It's not amazing. There's some amazing parts in the game with amazing music, but I don't know, not the strongest soundtrack, not the strongest, but when it hits for sure. And again, I think King K. Rool really brings the game all together. I thought that the end game of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and again, just need to preference that I haven't played like Xenoblade and I haven't beaten a lot of Zelda games, but I think DK Bonanza has like the best end game of any Nintendo game of all time. Like it trounces the other ones even in my opinion. I don't know, man. It's just an adrenaline rush the whole way through, and it's awesome. And then the final boss fight's actually hard. That's one of the main criticisms about the game is that when you're first starting out, the boss fights are like extremely easy, and yeah, that did suck. But as you go through the game, they do get significantly harder as time goes on. It still takes until like 3/4 of the game for them to actually start getting good. And again, that sucks, but I don't really expect much when it comes to like Mario and Donkey Kong. I don't expect the bosses to be crazy good, but I guess in that way, this game exceeded my expectations because I kind of thought all the bosses were just going to be really easy, and they weren't. Some of them were actually really fun to fight against. So, and every now and then, even Mario can pull out a really good boss fight here and there. So, yeah, is there anything else I want to say? I think the only other thing I want to say is that I think the reason why Donkey Kong Bonanza just works so well is a lot of people say like, all you do is just punch everything, and I don't find that very engaging. Well, it's like I'm not just punching everything. I'm like punching to get collectibles, and then once I get the collectible, I'm exploring the map the way I should have, right? Like if I didn't go the way I was supposed to go, then I can exit out the way I was supposed to go and then still experience what I was supposed to experience, which I think is fun. But yeah, even then, there's a lot of moments where the game kind of forces you to not just punch everything and actually has some fun platforming challenges. I mean, I think the level design's good no matter what, so I don't know. DK Bonanza. It's one of a kind. I think it actually does innovate on its genre like Hades too. It's something very different than everything else. Now, for I think the last thing I have here, I've got game I didn't play last year and I apparently should have. The winner is Expedition 33. With that being said, I just started my playthrough of it, so I am uploading videos of me playing that for channel members, all that good stuff. So if you want to see me play it again, become a channel member or support me on Coffee. Okay, thanks. Just based off what I played of it so far, definitely seems like it has a lot of potential. So yeah, I'll see how it goes. I think the best part about the game so far for me is like learning the enemies' attack patterns and then parrying them. Like that's super satisfying. It's super satisfying, and I'm sure, just based off what I can tell so far, that the systems in place and how each character works and how that's going to get expanded upon is going to end up being really fun too. So I'm definitely interested in trying more. My honorable mention is Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I usually really like Metroidvanias, you know? Now, there's some that don't click with me here and there, but Shinobi looks like the type that I think I would really like. I think the reason why I didn't play is because mainly Prince of Persia is like, what's the subtitle called? Lost Crown. I know that game came out a while ago, but it was like $10 at the place I work at, and I bought it, so I'm playing that, and that's my Metroidvania that I kind of want to explore for now, and then maybe I'll go back to Silksong after that. So yeah, there's just a lot of these types of games that released this year, and Shinobi just kind of went under my radar, but whenever I hear stuff about this game, it seems like it's the type of thing that'd be right up my alley, like especially on an art style level. Just seems like it's really cool. So yeah, no, I'll give it a try one day, I'm sure, but for now, it's just on my it's on the back of my mind as something that I could explore one of these days and play one of these days. There we go. That's it. That's it. Thank you for watching. Perry Slop 33. Yeah, I need to try out Xenoblade one day for sure. I really do need to. If Expedition 33 doesn't really get much better than the pairing system, then yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna say it would end up being my game of the year or anything, because like the story's pretty decent too. I like the premise of it, but it's certainly different, man. It's such a different game. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Metal, if you want to look at the Framemakers Awards, go backwards in the live stream and watch it that way. Before I go, let me go ahead. I'm gonna do this. I want to see if I can get... Whoops, I exited out of that and I didn't really want to. Let's duplicate this. gosh. Now there's 2 of them playing. I want to get to my channel, okay? I wanted to give some memberships before I left, that's all. But YouTube might not let me. I mean, I could do it on my phone, but for some reason when I do it on my phone, it like actually takes money out of my account, which obviously is going back to me, but I think I still technically lose money by doing that. So I don't want to do that if I don't have to, but yeah, this thing's acting real weird. Everything's going so slow. God dang it, it's playing twice again. So let's go here. Doesn't look like you guys like Brawlhalla that much. Me neither. It's okay. I just want to throw out some platform fighters that I don't normally throw out there and see if you guys actually do view the content for them. And if not, then I'll just go back to, you know, not covering them. With Brawlhalla, I'm perfectly fine with not covering that. Okay, now I'm here myself. Okay, time to insert action here. Maybe. Here, let me share. We're gonna have some videoception here. Oh, why am I doing video capture device? There we go. Say hi, everybody. I'm just gonna do this real quick. So, I don't want to do that. I want to show my support with gifted memberships. Wow. There we go. You got the Gummy Bear King. Love to see it. Swift KO, I think that's a new one. Marion Kirby, I think that's also a new one. The username, I think most of you have not gotten memberships before, besides Gummy Bear. I know he definitely has. Congrats to you guys. That's it for me. Pretty much my schedule now is just going to be like, I'm definitely going to make a video about Armando, the Rivals of Aether 2 workshop character. Yeah, EXO, you're awesome. You got the freaking Diamond Sands, bro. Incredible, truly. Be like EXO. Diamond Sands is very rare, okay? It's about as rare as Diamond in Minecraft. You can be like Streamy and be an Emerald Sands for supporting for 2 years, which is insane also. I appreciate both of you guys a lot. And other than that, I probably will have a member-only video out tonight. I don't think it's going to be Expedition 33. I need to complete my playthrough of FNAF 2 VR. So, I might play that for a little bit tonight. And then upload that maybe probably by tomorrow. So I hope you guys look forward to that. And other than that, we got Screenception here. I think I'm done. I enjoyed that. I'm glad I did that live. It was kind of fun. Again, main thing I'm going to work on now is the big project. Okay, I don't really want to say too much about it. Again, if you're a channel member, I'll post updates about it and you'll actually know what it's about. Because I can't really share info about the progress of it without, like, spoiling what's going on there. But I think it's going to be a great video. Hope you guys show out for it. Till then, I'll post plenty of content as much as I can. Because I'm trying to be consistent with it, despite having a full-time job. Yeah, I'm out. Bye, guys.